Here in the Bahamas, day 2 continues at one of poker's marquee events.
PCA Main Event has an unbelievable heritage. I think all of us have fond memories of playing here for the first time, the glamour, the excitement. I really, really do want to go as deep as I possibly can.
A lot of good players in this one, hoping that poker gods kind of are on my side.
For some, the path will twist and turn.
You're going to be playing against tough players, and sometimes you're going to make the right decision, and sometimes you're going to make the wrong decision. You're not going to be able to play perfectly 100% of the time. You really just have to make the best decision in the moment and hope that you're right.
While for others, it's straight and narrow.
You couldn't ask for a better day than I'm having. I'm getting really good cards, I'm running good, and I can't complain at all.
So, whether it's easy street or the rocky road, the destination is day 3. David beat Goliath. Galen Hall will lift the trophy.
It's a heart, and that means it's over. Watson wins the Bahamas.
Dominic Panker has done it.
Really sick start to this kid's career.
Bang, 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 bang. Maria Lampropoulou is the PCA champion. Elkie wins the main event. Another year, another trophy.
Call him Mr. PCA. DeBella calls, and that's it. He will take the PCA title. The PCA is back.
Welcome to the Bahamas and the PokerStars Caribbean adventure as day 2 of this 10K tournament continues. Hello once again, it's James Hartigan alongside Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my babies.
Joe, we said earlier on we were very excited to have the PCA back. I had no idea we were going to see so many familiar faces come to the Bahamas to play this event.
It's a lot like a high school reunion. Almost everybody's here. People are obviously older, and lots of people have kids.
Now, because we are midway through day 2, we've played a few levels already. Sadly, we have already lost some of those familiar faces.
Good luck, everybody.
Spraggy.
Good luck, boys.
Tonka and Dan Smith have all been knocked out of the tournament. Sam Grafton doubled up.
We're back, baby.
And speaking of being back,
Where is one in this corner?
Jason Mercier returned to live poker and was a little bit rusty.
You made a good fold, and I made a bad call.
You only raise aces? I guess we got the same hand.
While Chino did Chino things.
No, you said you didn't have aces.
Building a huge stack and taking the chip lead. So the reigning PCA champ Chino Reams sits comfortably at the top of the leaderboard. 387K translates to 193 big blinds right now. Former PCA finalist Chance Cornuth sits in 4th, and rounding out the top 10 is Brazilian pro Andre Akari.
Gotta have more than 130 big blinds to crack the top 10. Yikes.
So at the end of the last level, the prize pool confirmed $8.6 million with 7-figure scores for the top 2.
7 figures, carry the 1. That's in the millions.
Literally $1 million for the runner-up, 1.5 million for the winner. Now, still some way to go until we make the money. The bubble likely to hit tomorrow. And the first figure these players are going to be focusing on is the min cash, $17,600. Our focus right now, Joe, is on our new feature table, headlined by our friend and occasional colleague, Maria Ho.
A couple hours ago, she was sitting here. Now she's sitting out there. She's already had a cash here in the Bahamas, now looking to go 2 for 2.
Maria has almost $4.6 million in live earnings and is no stranger to the bright lights of the main stage.
Playing on the feature table is always a fun experience. I feel like today I'm excited to play, and playing with this group of players is going to be so fun, so I'm very much ready.
She will be sharing the feature table with high roller crusher Tim Adams, although he does only have 20 bigs right now. The shortest stack belongs to Elliott Smith, who won a big tournament in Macau back in 2017. Taylor Poor has cashed multiple PCA main events over the years. Next to him is Joseph Drury, who cashed the PCA back in 2016. Over at the secondary feature table, we have Brazilian pro Rafael Moraes.
Yes.
And Argentinian pro Alejandro Lococo, aka Papo MC. He is the table chip leader.
Apparently Papo means instantly in Swahili. Not sure why he chose a Swahili name, but I'm for it.
Also at that table, WSOP main event champion Martin Jakobsen, EPT and PCA regular Juan Liu, and Nick Petrangelo, who had a very successful 2022.
Hey, Nicky, welcome to 2023, buddy.
Another player who had fantastic results last year is Sam Grafton, although one of the shorter stacks right now. At the other end of the spectrum, Chino Ream, chip leader and the reigning PCA champ.
My second favorite player named after pants.
Also out in the field is Anton Wigg, who won EPT Copenhagen in 2010. Jason Mercier, who won EPT San Remo in 2008.
Jason's one of those guys who went away and came back a dad.
And Mike Watson took down the PCA in 2016. So 236 players remain, 127 will get paid. The action resumes with the blinds at 1,000, 2,000 with a 2,000 big blind ante. And action is on Clemens Reuter. He folds. Elliott Smith is out. Tim Adams has queens and opens to 4K.
Okie dokie.
Kings for Joseph Drury.
Make that 235 players left.
It's a re-raise, a 3-bet to 12,000. Folded around to the big blinds. Rudy Cervantes folds King 3 off.
Like an old man at the end of an episode of Scooby-Doo, Tim will not be getting away.
He shoves. And Joseph Drury calls, so Tim Adams at risk and way behind.
All right, Tim, calm down.
The flop is queen high.
All right, Tim, calm down.
And we saw a king folded, so Joseph is drawing to 1 out. And he hits it!
Whoa.
Now Tim needs to hit a 1-outer in order to survive.
And he needs to calm down.
The river is a 9. We lose Tim Adams.
Good game, Tim.
I was playing with you. Well, where did this one come from?
I know it feels lucky, but we all know you count it from when the money went in. Standard 80-20.
Tim Adams eliminated from the PCA main event.
I folded a red queen.
You did. Oh my God. 1 out. Wow. I'm like praying for a king in the turn.
Joseph plays most of his live poker in the US. He's cashed the PCA 4 times.
TV material, right?
Is this on TV?
We're heading over to the secondary feature table. It's Nick Petrangelo and Papo MC, blind v blind, heading to the flop. And that flop gives Petrangelo 2 pair.
And no pair for Papo.
Check, check. Turn card is a 6. Petrangelo bets 4.5K into 6K.
Well, this should be the end of this. Okay.
Papo MC calls with queen high and a gut shot.
I guess queen high might be the best hand sometimes. He's beating 8-9 and 8-5.
10 on the river. Petrangelo likely to go for value here. And bets almost full pot, 14,500.
And I really hope Alejandro's not having some little fantasy in his mind about how awesome it would be to hero call with queen high and be right. Oh, he is.
He calls. That was optimistic.
Sometimes you're the hero, and other times you just get bit by a radioactive spider. Hey, at least he was really wrong. Like, losing the king high there feels way worse.
And still has a big stack, more than 80 bigs.
Hey, Nicky Petrangelo from the neighborhood. You never come visit no more. Nice hand.
Chips up to 62 big blinds. Heading to the outer tables, where there are some familiar faces like John Juanda, who won EPT Barcelona 2015. Vanessa Cade, winner of the 15th anniversary Sunday Million.
Big score there.
Maria Konnikova, author of The Biggest Bluff and winner of a 1K event at PCA 2018. And Ramon Calillas, Spanish pro and winner of the inaugural PSPC. Well, let's check in with the current chip leader, Chino Reem. He's in a hand against Pedro Marques. Chino bet the flop and got raised. And he's now re-raising.
Okie dokie.
Action back on Pedro. Who folds?
I play so bad. I play bad. Top set, obviously. Obviously, I play bad. I had top set, yes. I play bad. Yes, I had top set. Stop!
Bro, they believe you anyway.
Huh.
I shouldn't even say this. I have a lot of chips and I'm on tilt right now, so I'm just going to leave. I shouldn't even say it.
Back to the feature table where Joseph Drury is first to act. And he's got aces.
Oh, I love aces so much. I even get excited when other people get them.
So king's the last hand, now aces. And he raises to 4,000. Round to Maria Ho, who's got pocket nines.
Did I catch a niner in there?
Maria calls.
Maria approaching this more cautiously than a free weekend at a timeshare resort.
Folded to the button. And now the small blind, Elliott Smith, who's got ace-8 of hearts and a pretty short stack.
Elliott can't love this spot, but with 5 big blinds, it's probably not going to get much better than this suited ace.
Gets it in. And with Taylor Port folding the big blind, action is back on Drury.
We know he'd be doing quite well if he just called, but there's plenty of chips out there to be won already.
Yeah, he's counting out a re-raise. 35,000.
Pretty much all in or fold for Maria now.
She folds. So showdown. Elliott Smith sees the bad news. The flop. 9-4-3. Smith down to 4%. Drury way out in front. And yes, Maria Ho would have flopped top set.
Must be so mad.
7 on the turn means Smith is drawing dead. And he is KO'd.
Can't believe that was his 9th bullet. Just kidding, Elliott's mom.
Did you hit it? Anything?
I had a good hand, yes.
I'm sure you did.
I actually did. I had 9s.
Wow. Yeah, crazy.
Damn you, Elliott.
That was the original final line of ET.
Joseph Drury now playing almost 150K, having dispatched 2 players in a row. Welcome back to the Bahamas, where the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure offers a host of incredible outdoor activities. Meanwhile, the players in the 10K main event are trying to survive to the end of day 2. Blinds are still 1,000, 2,000 with a 2K big blind ante. New player at the feature table, Christopher Frank, has just taken the 1 seat.
Man, this tournament has so many killers, it's like it was assembled by Amanda Waller. Read a comic book.
Joseph Drury opening the action, raising to 4K with 8-5 of diamonds.
Oh, well, look who's getting all cute now that he's running hot.
Oh, pocket kings for Maria Ho on the button.
Nice try, JoJo.
She re-raises to 12,000. Rudy Cervantes in the small blind has king 8. He folds. Clemens Reuter in the big blind has pocket jacks.
Oof. Now with right around 45 big blinds, you don't have to get it in here.
All in.
He does get it in.
Maria could fold?
Well, I guarantee Joseph Drury is folding. Thank you.
Call.
Maria calls all in. She is the at-risk player, but she is way ahead.
Nah, she's too good.
Five cards to come. The flop. It's Queen 10-4. Maria now a 91% favorite. Turn card is a 9. That's a straight draw for Clemens.
He needs a king or an 8, and Rudy literally folded king 8.
The river is a blank, and Maria gets a double up.
Thank you.
She's been playing professional poker for more than a decade now, has more than $4.5 million in live earnings. And here's a hashtag fun fact. She cashed in 2 events at the PCA back in 2018.
And she'd probably give you $1,000 to take her age off of there.
We are heading to one of the outer tables now where Pedro Garagnani is all in and Sam Grafton has called.
Aces versus kings. Jacks versus ace-king.
Ace-king for Grafton. Ace-5 for Garagnani.
No. Slick versus sourdough.
9-4 deuce on the flop. 7 on the turn. 9 on the river. Ace-king holds.
Maybe Sam's going on a bit of a run here.
That will see Pedro Garagnani eliminated. Even though he won that pot, even though he KO'd a player, Sam is still a below average stack, playing 90,500.
But he is trending upward.
Capturing the big smile.
Well, if we look at where some of the notable names sit on the tournament leaderboard, Sam is outside the top 100 with 45 big blinds. Maria Ho is inside the top 50. Chance Cornuth is in the top 5 with 170 bigs. And chip leader is still Chino Ream, who now has more than 250 big blinds.
That's bananas.
Well, it's Nick Petrangelo, Papo MC, round 2, Ace-Queen versus Ace-Jack.
We're going to have to keep an eye on these two.
And Petrangelo is way ahead now. Checks the action to Alejandro Lococo.
So far, we're 2 for 2 for Lococo being in really bad shape.
And he's betting. 10K.
Pretty easy just call spot.
That takes us to the turn, which is the 8 of hearts. Petrangelo checks a second time.
Can he count on Papo to bet a second time?
Yes. 18,000.
And again, seems like a pretty easy just call spot. If you raise, you'll fold out the bluffs or get action from the hands that have you crushed. Although in this case, maybe he wouldn't fold out the bluff. Papo likes to call.
There is the call from Petrangelo. The river card is another 9, so that's a boat for Petrangelo. And he now leads pretty small, 16,000 into 90,000.
Maybe trying to induce?
Papo MC with just ace high makes another hero call that is wrong.
Capo really does not want to get bluffed by Nick Petrangelo. Hey, Nicky, you going all the way to Value Town? You don't tell nobody? Bring me back some cannolis.
Papo MC might want to find that fold button. Meanwhile, Nick Petrangelo is closing in on the 100 big blind mark now. Back at the main feature table, 2 new players have joined us. Anatoly Nikitin and Ferenc Diak.
Big Diak energy.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Remember him from Monte Carlo? He's awesome.
Well, Nikitin will be first to act. He's got pocket 5s.
Raise what?
Straight into the action.
Nobody told him about the new rule that the new guy can't raise? Oh, sorry, guys.
Okay, another problem.
Ooh, he wishes that was the rule.
Maria Ho with pocket 10s does not re-raise. That's just a call. Cervantes, Diak, Frank have all folded. Round to Taylor Poor in the small blind, and he has ace-queen.
Pour some sugar on me.
Re-raises to 19,000. Joseph Drury has 9s in the big blind.
I think you can seriously consider folding 9s here. Everything about this hand is screaming that people are pretty heavily armed, or could be at least. He would not even be closing the action.
Drury decides to fold. Nikitin is out. What does Maria do here with 10s?
She's been playing fairly cautiously pre so far.
Yeah, just calls. So we're heads up to the flop. Which is 4-4-3. So Maria is still ahead with an overpair.
You have like 120?
Taylor set to continue. 17,500.
One of the more favorable flops for 2 10s.
Maria calls. The turn card is a 7, and Maria is now an 85% favorite. But it looks like Taylor's betting again. 40,000.
Not exactly a scare card for 2 10s. This bet means business. I don't think most of us could fathom folding 10s on a 7-high board, but Taylor would probably play jacks and queens the same way.
$40K is a not unsubstantial percentage of Maria's remaining chips. And she folds.
Wow. Par some out for my homie.
Taylor Poor close to 120 bigs now.
What a bluff.
And after folding the best hand there, Maria has dropped below the 50 big blind mark.
She knows.
Welcome back to the Bahamas and the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure main event. Just before the break, Taylor Poor and Maria Ho tangled in an interesting pot. But it's not the first hand they've played together today.
Yeah, the funny thing is I was playing with Taylor all day, and so before we got moved to the feature table, I got the best of Taylor in a few hands, and I knew that we had created a dynamic where we were gonna be battling, and of course, you wonder what the scoreboard is gonna look like at the end. Playing on the feature table, Taylor got a really nice bluff through against me in a spot where I just didn't have a strong enough hand that I felt like I wanted to continue with at that point. He put a lot of pressure on me, so kudos to him for that. I try not to feel the pressure of that. I feel like I've been around long enough to know that I have to trust my own game and my decision making that got me there. Pros, you know, we don't know it all. You know, if we could see the whole cards, it would be one thing, but you really just have to make the best decision in the moment and hope that you're right.
Pros really don't know it all. Some of them think they're called hold cards.
Day 2 continues. 178 players remaining. 127 will make the money. And blinds are up to 1,000, 2,500 with a 2,500 big blind ante. Folded to Rudy Cervantes. 10-9 offsuit. He folds. Ferenc Diak has queens.
The freaky deaky queen machine.
He's raised to 5,500. Round to Taylor Poor in the small blind, who has ace king.
The freaky deaky queen machine versus the purple people eater.
A re-raise. Taylor 3-betting to 21,000. Joseph Drury in the big blind. 6 deuce offsuit. Fold already. Thank you. So back on Diak.
I think we're about to see peak Deke.
Come on.
He shoves. And gets called. Here we go, the sickest and classicest of all races.
I feel a queen.
You do not need a queen.
But he feels it. Oh, no queen, just an ace and a king.
You do need a queen.
Turn card is a jack. Now we can hit a 10 as well for a straight. River card is an 8.
That was short.
Ferenc Diak eliminated.
It's actually pretty lucky for me because my boss has had about enough of me deking around.
So Ferenc Diak departs.
Where are they getting these jorts from? Is there a store on the island?
Meanwhile, Taylor Poor is now playing more than 390k, 156 big blinds. He is thriving at the feature table.
I'm Taylor Parr, and I play poker for a living. Wasn't playing sports anymore and kind of had a competitive void, I think. Somehow I started playing online poker, and it just like worked for me and my personality and kind of filled that competitive void, and just done it ever since. I mean, it'd be great to be PCA Main Event final table. Just like any time being in like the pressure cooker and like having big money on the line is always fun to test yourself and obviously like have a chance to make the money. But I just enjoy like the whole competition of it all. PCA. I think it's the first live tournament I ever played. I just like won a package and came out here and didn't know anyone in poker. My dad actually came out with me. So it was just like cool being out here, playing live poker. It was like, oh wait, this is like real. It always kind of has a place in my heart because of that.
Sick brag, your dad has a passport.
Well, we're going to go back out into the field and check in on Sam Grafton. He's in a hand against Colton Blomberg. And it looks like Sam has check-raised the flop.
14-5, yeah.
Blomberg calls, so we're going to the turn. Which is the ace of hearts. That puts a potential straight out there.
And it's going to hit Blomberg's range a little more often than Sam's.
Action goes check, check. 10 of diamonds on the river. Sam considering betting. 44,000 in the pot.
He's always considering betting.
35.
He announces 35,000.
Sam check raised the flop and is now betting river for half the stack. I don't mind a fold from Blomberg.
Saw a king there as he folds. And Sam chips up to 112K. Playing 44 big blinds right now. Well, a couple of eliminations to tell you about. We've lost Vanessa Cade.
Thank you. Good luck, you guys. See you later.
Vanessa Cade. Oh.
And Patrick Antonius' PCA main event journey is also over.
Patrick Antonius. Finn.
And there's an all-in at the secondary feature table. It's Rafa Moraes who shoved. Action on Nick Petrangelo. He calls. Xuanlu folds 9, so here we go. Moraes at risk and way behind.
Hey, Nicky, you think you know how to play jacks? What a show-off over here.
The flop. King 7 deuce. Jack's holding. Turn card. 6 of hearts. Moraes is going to need to see a 10 on the river. He has 2 outs. Doesn't hit and is KO'd.
Oh, sweatshirt twins.
Rafa commiserating with Papo MC before exiting the arena. Well, Nicky Petrangelo has live earnings of more than $31 million. His biggest live cash is $2.9 million. His best result at the PCA was a runner-up finish in the 25K high roller back in 2017.
Hey, Nicky. Actually, that is pretty impressive.
We are heading back to the feature table where Taylor Paul will be first to act. King, queen off.
Never made it as a wise man. Couldn't get it as a poor man stealing from under the gun.
Raises to 5,000. Joseph Drury
14,000.
is 3-betting with ace-3 of spades.
Wow, no respect. No respect, I tell you.
Round to Maria Ho, who's got ace-king. Maria on the shorter side with 76K behind.
That's about 30 big blinds. And this under the gun +1 dynamic is certainly weird. But remember, Maria and Taylor have an even deeper, weirder dynamic.
All in.
Maria is wagering all of her betting discs. Folded around to the blinds.
You don't want no part of this, Dewey.
They're both out. Taylor Paul mucks king queen. Joseph Drury 62K to call with ace-3.
That's fine.
Makes a good fold.
It's tough to get bluffed on the turn if you get it in pre, right, Maria? I should not have said that.
Maria chips up over 100K, now playing a 40 big blind stack. Well, if you'd like to test your skills against the best players in the world, find out how you can join us on tour by heading over to PokerStars. Welcome back to the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure, where Maria Ho is having an up and down session.
Damn you, Elliot.
She started strong with an early double, but got bluffed by Taylor Paul, slowing down her momentum. Just before the break, a 4-bet shove steadied the ship. She's now sitting comfortably on 40 big blinds. 167 players remain. We are 40 off the money. Blinds are still 1,000, 2,500 with a 2,500 big blind ante. And we have another new player at our feature table, Daniel Custodio.
We have rules in our table. First 2 times you can't raise.
Right, that's why you said 2, because when you got here, the rule was only 1. So technically, you changed the rule, but to benefit you, I get it. I like the hustle. I appreciate it.
Just to be clear, it's not a real rule. Maria with pocket 8s.
8s. Snowmen's.
Raise.
Iconic.
She's made it 5K. Fold it around to the button. Now the blinds. Queens for Taylor Port.
Oh no, these two again. This is starting to remind me of my parents. Always fighting over money and absolutely zero chemistry.
Re-raises to 18,500. King Jack of Strawberries for Joseph Drury.
And look at this, perfect. Poor little Joseph, just so he's stuck in the middle wanting a little attention. You have to let it go, son. It's not about you.
Good decision. So action back on Maria. And she elects to call.
Caution makes sense.
Start with 100.
Yeah, probably like 105 or so, a little over.
The flop is ace, six, deuce, all spades. Now Maria has the 8 of spades, so this is a post-flop flip.
I think that ace could slow them both down, though.
Taylor checks. And Maria checks it back. The turn card is the Jack of Spades. That is a flush for Maria Ho.
Will Taylor let her get to showdown?
Checks a second time. She checks a second time. The river is the queen of clubs. Taylor Rivers a no good set. 42,000 in the middle. He bets 8,000.
Not going to be enough to get the 8 high flush to fold.
She calls. And will win a decent sized pot.
And I let her off easy that time. Pretty frustrating to have to turn a set of queens into a bluff.
Maria has now chipped up over 50 big blinds. 53 to be precise. We're heading out into the field. At one of the outer tables, Dietrich Fast and James Harvey are all in, and we are waiting for a decision from Chino Ream.
Chino has got them both covered.
He calls, and they all have the same hand.
What?
I'm happy to chop. Really happy to chop, guys. Stop with the greediness. Go. I'm happy to chop. Let's go.
He would love it.
No, that's black. Okay, all right. It is a free roll.
Come on, guys.
For real, stop with the nonsense.
Fast has hearts.
Hit it one bit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'd have been a little steamed up right there.
So this is a chop pot, and you know what they say? Everyone loves a chop pot. Meanwhile, we have a new chip leader in the PCA main event. Alex Kulev is playing more than 680K.
Cool. Ev.
And back to the feature table as day 2 gets close to wrapping up.
Like in this room right now, there's at least 100 people who are like insanely good at poker. It's like so tough to tell like who's better. How are you gonna do that?
Raise.
Maria opening here with King Queen, and yes, there's a lot of talented players in this field.
The best answer, I think, for this question is like me. I think me is better, you know?
Yes, Anatoly Nikitin, you're a talented player. Round to Joseph Drury in the big blind. He's got pocket fours.
All right, JoJo, you're going to get your shot against Ho-Ho.
I imagine we'll just see a call here, and sure enough, heads up to the flop.
How about a little set miming? I'm trapped in a box. Oh, wait, I shouldn't have said that.
That is a set of fours for Joseph Drury. Maria with a gut shot.
Maria's going to need another miracle run out.
Drury playing in flow, checks the pre-flop aggressor, and Maria continues for 5,500.
only hit the gut shot.
That's a call. Turn card is the deuce of hearts. Joseph checks a second time.
Maria might think there's a lot of hands she could bluff Drury off of.
Yeah, second barrel coming. 18,000. He calls again. Maria's going to need a jack on the river. Instead, it's the 9 of diamonds pairing the board. It's a full house for Joseph Drury. He checks.
And Drury's going to have plenty of 9s in the big blind, so Maria may give up.
She does.
Sorry.
So Joseph Drury wins at Showdown.
I think that's good.
You calling if I'm leading river?
I guess he'll never know.
Later you can check.
Good answer.
Take a video.
Good answer.
Joseph Drury with more than 250,000 chips, more than 100 big blinds. And over at our secondary feature table, it's the last hand of the day. There's been a raise from Jonathan Proudfoot, flattered by Nick Petrangelo with kings. Action is on Papo MC.
Nicky, getting tricky.
And this is a virtual all-in. Alejandro Lococo re-raising for most of his chips.
Lococo go loco.
Proudfoot folds.
All in.
Petrangelo shoves. Papo MC calls it off. And he's going to need to spike an ace.
Petrangelo might be finally getting the rest of it from Lococo.
Drawing pretty thin. Well, there's a jack on the flop, so he has 4 outs now. 3 aces in the case jack. It's a 10 on the turn. Same cards required. Lococo doesn't hit.
Yeah, man, I like it.
Papo is busto. And Nick Petrangelo ends this session as a well above average stack, with day 2 now done and dusted. Time to bag and tag. Maria Ho among the players to make it to day 3, the day we make the money. Hopefully she won't have to share a table tomorrow with her nemesis, Taylor Paul. Sam Grafton advances with just over 50 bigs.
Fun day, guys. See you all tomorrow.
Chino Ream still among the chip leaders.
How does he do it?
Jason Mercier on the shorter side.
Gonna be a sweat for him to cash tomorrow.
And Alex Kulev still the biggest stack, more than 700K. The chip leader will come into play on day 3 with 234 big blinds. Nick Petrangelo has moved into 5th place on the leaderboard with 458,000. Chino Ream now sits in 6th place. He's playing around 142 big blinds. Next time, we hit the bubble in the PCA main event.
Okay, attention main event players, we're 130 players remaining. Dealers, one hand please.
And Sam Grafton gets to play against one of his heroes.
My first EBT, you were on my table. You were like sort of dancing when you were like, when you were raising.